I'm good.
Thanks so much.
Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Hold Your Brakes Academy presented by PinUpsForVets.com. We are here at a well, it is a short track. It's under a mile, but it's kind of the unique style because it's 3/4 of a mile. The Richmond Raceway here in Virginia, and this is a tough little short track here. Tri-oval, which I know short tracks typically just ovals, but here Richmond, it's unique, plain and simple. It's it got a little bit of banking in the corners, enough to help you around, but certainly coming out of turn number 2, it flattens out to the backstretch, and you'll find the wall very easily if you're not taking the exit of corner too well. On the front stretch, it's kind of just rounded the entire way, but the start-finish line not exactly in the middle, kind of about a third of the way from the exit of turn 4 to the entrance of turn number 1. So, like I say, a lot of just uniqueness here about Richmond Raceway, and drivers are going to have to use all their skills here tonight. Carl Lambert joined in the booth by Jimmy Cover. Jimmy, here at Richmond Raceway, and I don't think well, we may get to nighttime here. I feel like every time we come to Richmond, it's a night race. Right now it's 6 o'clock, but the time is a-ticking.
Yeah, time's a-ticking, and here we are at Richmond. Going to be here for 150 laps, so they might make nighttime, but maybe not. But either way, they're going to go out here and take the track and try to conquer this thing. A little smaller field here tonight with 11 drivers on the listing here as they're finishing up their qualifying. Only just a little bit of time still remaining for them to get in their best chance here. And Carl, obviously this track is it's in that in between, under a mile, over a half a mile. So usually puts on a pretty decent race here with this track and some okay banking. So it's going to be interesting seeing how well these drivers tackle here tonight, with a smaller field and whatnot. You might be looking at some green flag pit stops as well. So hopefully the drivers had the chance and opportunity to get those green flag pit stop attempts in here for tonight. But the qualifying is over. The drivers are hopping in their cars now, getting ready to grid up here as we'll go ahead and remove and show the qualifying order instead of placing everything on the screen at once. But Matt Ulmer, number 23, will take the pole here tonight with Tom Lanier in number 99 and P number 2. Aaron Genske in the 115 in 3rd. Robert Altman in 4th. Matt Bryant out there in 5th. Shane King will start in 6th. Joe Thomas out here tonight in the 218 and P number 7. Carl Fitz in the number 18 and 8th. Chris Sargent in 9th. Rachel Sullivan in the 224 back in 10th. And Dalton Smith bringing up the back of the pack here. And only 3 drivers not getting a time in, so I'm not quite sure if that was just they messed up their qualifying or they just elected to start in the back of the pack. So should be a good one here tonight. Let's watch these drivers take the field and get this thing going.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the smaller field here at a short track will make it nice and clean because this track can wreck people out pretty quickly. But the good thing is, hey, don't finish last. You get a top 10. That's all you got to do here. But either way, pace car is going to take us around an extra lap here because it's a short track. A lot of times there's an extra pace lap, but we'll get this thing underway here in a few moments. Before we do, we'll take you through the sponsors here for the series. Obviously mentioning PinUpsForVets.com and Meats and Sweets, Mid-Tier Racing, Backbone Kennel Company, and SM Racing Products, along with Majestic Branded Apparel. I want to thank everyone for helping out any way they can as we get this thing underway. Points leader, Aaron Genske starting up there in 3rd. He's got 2 wins of the season. Can he get number 3? Can Matt Ulmer finally crack through and get his first win of the season? He sits 4th in points. Points lead 118 from Genske to Shane King, Altman, Ulmer, and Lanier for your top 5. So they're going to have to do some catching up here because we only got here and 2 more to go. And here is Green Flag Racing here at Richmond.
Yeah, and off they go down the turn number 1 as Ulmer will lead the way with that inside line, but just up, and it gives the ability for Tom Lanier to go down to the inside for the crossovers. They head down the backstretch down to turn number 3. Ulmer does have a slight advantage, but leaves the door open, but the 99 can't quite get down far enough to get down there to get a good run. So Ulmer will lead your first lap here at Richmond.
Again, Omar looking for his first win. Lanier, no stranger to wins, as he's only been at 9 races this season, but he won 3 of them, so it's a pretty good winning percentage when you're at a 33% win rate. So looking to get maybe up to 40% win rate if he gets the win here tonight in his 10th race, and maybe an outside shot at climbing back in the points. But it's going to take a big mountain for anyone to climb. A lot of effort to anyone to climb the mountain that Genski has on the point slate here with 118 points. Again, here, Dover, and Homestead for the final 3 races of this season here. As the Truck Series has been a pretty good one here so far this season, and hopefully we finish out strong with the final quarter or final fifth of the season. Right now, Matt Ulmer, your leader, but the points leader, Aaron Genski, has now worked himself up into second.
Yeah, and obviously you got a little bit of strategy here, and how much they want to push these tires. And like I said, it's I think they're gonna be in for a little bit longer runs here tonight with some less traffic. So you don't want to make too many mistakes. You want to try to conserve the tires a little bit and be able to run to the end of the tank and hopefully bingo your pit stop and even progress even farther through. And sometimes when you get out front, you get a little excited and you might overdrive the car just a little bit, or you get wrapped up in the battle, for the lead. And right now you got Aaron Genski that's going to pressure number 23. 23 hold it together as the 115 is trying to make his way up to the front. But right now it is Matt Ulmer, Aaron Genski, Tom Lanier, Robert Altman, and Matt Bryant out there for your top 5. Shout out to all everybody that's out there, Candace and Joshua out there, and I haven't seen Barry yet, but usually he pops in here as well.
Yeah, if he's not in here, 10 minutes early, it's either that he forgot, and then 15, 20 laps in, like, oh crap, and then he'll pop in here because he normally has the bell turned on to hop in once the race starts. But unfortunately, we only seen one driver from Hold Your Brakes able to make the races last night. The CRN Cup ended up getting just over 30 drivers out there for the field. So I think between the Father's Day, between the NASCAR race being at a brand new facility, and then kind of going a little bit later since it was West Coast, and I think just a few other factors, that's maybe why we had half the size field. But ended up being a couple good races out there. Unfortunately for everyone else other than CSRL, they were the ones that won the title and have defended now for the last couple. And we'll see another CRN Cup until the winter, probably around December. But it was a good, fun event. Certainly some different vehicles that the drivers had to partake than they're used to. Here we go trucking, and some other leagues are running the O'Reilly cars, and then for the GT side they're running GT3s. But we made them hop out of their comfortable element and get into something different, and it was a good one. But here tonight, as Jimmy mentioned, we got 150 laps here, and like I said, it's slowly getting darker. It's already almost 7 o'clock because they do have the time accelerated here 4 times the normal amount. So for every 1 minute, you're looking at actually 4 minutes in sim time. So we could be getting some darkness here pretty soon because it's starting to get closer to sunset here in Richmond.
Yeah, sometimes with that accelerated time can obviously accelerated track changes as well. It's not like it's consistent for a long period of time. With the sun beating down, get hot, and then sun goes away. The next thing you know, the track's cooler, and the vehicle acts a little different. So drivers need to be ready at all times for those changes to maybe change their lines up or their braking points or their throttle control here. So it's another added challenge for the drivers, with an accelerated time. But right now, still looking good. You see some 2-wide action here right in front of Joe Thomas, sitting in P number 7 with the number 41. It's Matt Bryant and Shane King are battling out for 5th place. It does look like Matt Bryant's going to win that battle, though, for the moment, as he is able to get in front of Shane King. Rest of the field, though, it looks like they are single file for the most part. As the drivers get around here, back here with Dalton Smith in P number 10, and Carl Fitz back just a little bit farther in 11th currently, so down a couple spots from his start. So maybe just saving them tires a little bit, Carl, so you get a little better run there toward the end of the stint.
the only one not in the top 10 right now, and it's got not too much work to do. Just got to get up there and get one spot. But either way, Matt Ulmer has been leading this thing from the rip. Genski started in third and has moved up himself up into second, but hasn't really made any kind of dent into the lead here. It's all just kind of, I think, settling in right now, and everyone is settling down. I know it's not a super speedway that you settle into a groove, but you still have to do that even on the short tracks. And you know, these drivers only have 3 sets of tires in the pits. You're not going to have to pit that many times though for this race, so you want to be cautious of the tire wear while you're out there. Trucks having 50% of their normal fuel tank in here, but it's also only one faster pair. And even though it seems like a lot, 17x until you get your first penalty, and then 25x to get DQ'd. At a track like Richmond, you can rack that up very quickly. As I mentioned, coming out of turn number 2, you see these drivers giving some room to the wall. They're definitely not tracking all the way out. I haven't seen too many incidents, too many issues, drivers drifting out there and getting out into the wall. But it can and will happen once you start driving it just a little bit more aggressive. The truck is going to want to push coming off the corner, off of turn number 2, because you see it goes from that little bit of banking to pretty much flat. And there you go, on cue. Garansky brushed the wall just a little bit. Now it's going to give Tom Lanier an opportunity to get to the inside. Off of turn number 4 here, it's almost kind of the opposite. It's a little bit banking, not as much as the actual turns, but because of that, the truck sometimes when you get under power, it goes the opposite way. It gets a little loose. So you never, I don't think I've ever been here with a truck, a car, anything that's really felt good at both ends of the track. I've been here where, you know, the vehicle will feel good on one side, not on the other, but usually you're kind of just along for the ride on both sides.
Yeah, it's you know, obviously every track is unique, and you know, that's what makes each week can be challenging for some drivers. Or you'll hear drivers, they like a track or they don't like a track. You know, it could be because of the way the track transitions from corner to corner. It could be pit entries. It could be you know, something short and flat where you're really a lot of coasting. A lot of time off the throttle more than you think. You get out here and, you know, right on board here with Tom Lanier, just kind of put the gyro cam on here for a little bit so you can see just the amount of banking that's here. A little bit back and forth. You see the truck continue to transition back and forth as Tom Lanier battles the wheel there a little bit and trying to run a little bit lower line than the 115, keeping it down there right on the apron there to circle around the corner. So doing a fantastic job here so far. We're on lap number 22 of 150. Matt Ulmer is your leader with Aaron Genski, P number 2, and Tom Lanier for third.
I thank everyone out there for tuning in here tonight. We definitely had some good turnout last night. Regardless of if you were there for the CRN Cup, I want to thank everyone out there that tunes in daily, weekly, everything here to CRN, as you guys and gals are the reason that we put these things on. Whether it's, you know, the fans out there that are watching their favorite drivers, whether it's the drivers after the races want to come back and watch their product, watch what they did, see how much camera time they got, see if we caught their great move on the track, or maybe their bonehead move. We've certainly made sure we let drivers know when they ask afterwards, hey, you didn't see when I made the mistake. Oh yeah, we seen it. We see everything. We are the eyes in the sky right here, and whether we're handling the admin duties or not, we try and keep an eye on just about everything out there, so we can praise you when you did something good, and we can, you know, kind of make a you know what out of you if you did something wrong. Just have a little fun, because if you're not having fun, I don't know what the heck you're doing out here. And I certainly enjoy being up here in the booth. Definitely enjoy getting back out there on the track though as well. And you know, me and Jimmy had a blast on this past weekend running the Watkins Glen 6 hour, and already talking with the team about planning the next 24-hour event that's going to be coming up. So looking forward to that. Another track that's given us a win, and one of the few 24-hour races that actually, I think the only official 24-hour race that we've gotten a win in, the Spa 24 coming up. But yeah, we'll see how that turns out. But right now, we want to see how this race turns out, along with the season here in the points and see if Genski can maybe stretch out his points lead a little bit with the final 2 races and maybe pretty much put a padlock on the championship with a couple to go. But he's got to try and figure out a way to get around Matt Ulmer if he wants to get another win here in the season.
Yeah, obviously, starting to lose some time, or not too much time. He's back there a little bit, or no, the fight is actually with Tom Lanier, putting the pressure on the 115, trying to get under, and the 115 of Genski able to hold that top line. You can see the 115 right off to the right side of Tom there as he was trying to go by on the inside, and that outside line, I think here at Richmond is pretty stout. I mean, you're able to defend your position pretty well. Because basically, once somebody gets underneath you, they can't get on the throttle as, I guess, aggressively in order to let that vehicle kind of move out to the outside. So you got to find a way and a run and set up your opponent. You can see Genski kind of run more of like a middle line here, so leaving that ability for Lanier to kind of go down, or like it's inviting, like right now, like I want to go down there, I'm going to go down there. But he kind of comes down a little bit later and then gets a nice run and defends P number 2. So Tom's going to have to figure that out and see where he can catch Aaron off guard and to get around him here in order to make that move and go forward. But Matt Ulmer's loving it right now as he is up here up front. We'll look backwards at the battle, and you can see with the sun shining and the glare on the track, the drivers battling out back there. But a few not super close battles back here, but you got Chris Sargent and Matt Bryant battling out for P number 7. As you see Chris Sargent right there behind Matt Bryant, but also Carl Fitz and trying to get around the number 97 Dalton Smith back here as well. So they're battling as well. So just even though there's a few cars on the track, Carl, still got some nice battles.
Well, it's the car that was off the track, Rachel Sullivan, that came into the pits on lap number 22. Not sure what happened with Rachel. She damaged the truck at all, or maybe just decided to go off strategy here. But she is the only truck that is not on the lead lap right now. Dalton Smith trying to hang in there on the lead lap. He is the last one, but he is a good 18, 19 seconds behind the leader, which means he's only about 3 seconds in front of the leader. So he'll be the first one on the docket for Matt Ulmer to try and get around, because he hasn't had to get around anyone here so far. He got the pole, jumped out to the lead, and hasn't really looked back yet. So good start here for Matt Ulmer, trying again to finally crack through, get his first win of the season.
Yeah, I'm going to try one more time here this week, and then has tonight and 2 more attempts to get that win on the season for the number 23. Has been close a few times, and trying to achieve that here this season here with Hold Your Brakes Academy. And, just doing a good job. A little scrape the wall right there, but as long as he continues to hit his marks, he's got a nice little lead right now, 1.6 seconds. Over Tom Lanier, as him and Aaron Genski are battling out back there, but starting to close down the back of the pack. You can see Rachel Sullivan up there in front of him, and then obviously the number 97 of Dalton Smith. But Rachel was in a little bit early, so is going to be able to stay out longer, and maybe get that lap back, or be able to just stay there in front of Matt and keep things going. She probably has some newer tires, and as a newer driver, Rachel is this track here, it can feel good, but you can overdrive it real quickly and burn up your tires pretty quick and find yourself having some issues trying to handle the vehicle. But doing a pretty decent job right now, and not quite sure why she came in so early. I guess we'd have to talk to her to see how that truck was handling. But right now, like you said, Matt Ulmer up front with Tom Lanier and Aaron Genski. And your battle is on the track here with Matt Bryant, as he's looking to keep up with Chris Sargent, who's up 2 spots here for tonight. So everybody pretty much where they started, with the exception of Matt, just falling back a couple spots, but hanging in there tough until that first pit stop here of the evening.
Yeah, and you mentioned tires. Typically here at Richmond, just like a lot of short tracks, the first tire that's going to want to go is that right front. You always want to try and protect that right front. I've even seen drivers to that point purposefully burn up their right rear tire. I've seen them drive hard in the first couple laps and purposefully kind of get the vehicle sideways to try and wear out that right rear a little bit more, so that way late in the run it almost kind of evens out. You're a little bit maybe loose in the beginning because you're trying to really burn up that right rear, but then when you get to the end of the run, the truck is in this case an absolute dump truck because that right front is just completely burned up and done for. It's a little bit more neutral because you've also kind of helped burn up that right rear tire, but to me you're kind of inviting things that you don't want to do, like looping it and spinning it and looking like a ding dong because you're worried about something that's not going to happen for another 20-30 laps and not worrying about that here and now. But right now, Tom Lanier has gotten around Aragensky and trying to chip into the lead, working through lap traffic, but Matt Ulmer's doing a good job working through traffic. Already has gotten by excuse me, the 97 of Dalton Smith here, and now is starting to try and reel in the 18 of Carl Fitz as we're coming up on the 50 lap mark. I would think tonight would probably be a two-stop race, just kind of based on previous instances here at Richmond and how much the fuel burns off here. So the question is, because of the tires, do you come in and kind of split it into thirds, come in on lap 50, come in on lap 100, and split it exactly into thirds, or do you go as far as you can? Do you go maybe you can last it all the way to say lap 60? Do you want to go out to lap 60 and run those extra 10 laps on these older tires, or come in short pit and maybe get a little advantage? With only 11 trucks out there tonight, the chances of a caution are a little bit less, and that maybe change the mindset a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be in my mind, it's like, see what's going to happen here at lap 50, and maybe some of the drivers already have things set what they would like to do. But yeah, short pit could play big benefit to, some of these drivers, but you got to be careful on the shorter tracks. You go in there, you go a lap down. Now you already have some drivers already a lap down, but Matt Ulmer not even making it to lap 50 here. Carl going to pull it down here on lap number 46 or 47 as they start the line, and you can see it looked like Chris Sargent was in as well. So some pit strategies going on right now that's going to give the lead over to Tom Lanier. And when you come in this early and you're trying to make sure hopefully everybody out there keeps it clean for you, so you don't get caught in the pits, go a lap down, and then you're stuck being at the back of the pack. You go back out there. So but right now everybody's doing a pretty good job. The short pit works wonders, especially when you stay green. It's when you go in early to try to get the advantage and then get the good old shaft, I guess, because somebody on the track wasn't able to hold it together until you got back out there, or until everybody else got their pits. But Tom Lanier, this gear could obviously cost him some time depending on how Matt Ulmer comes out. He is back there and now in 8th place, and yellow flag that has flown. Man, this is what we're talking about.
That is not what Sargent or Bryant wanted to see, or Matt Ulmer, obviously, as they pin on lap 45 and 46. But here's the incident, and this is heading into turn number 1, and oh man, the 97 straight across the front of the 115. Not sure what was going on right there. Is 97? No, he didn't have fresh tires. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Maybe just missed the entry. And just decided to cut straight across the points leader's nose. Didn't look like too much damage to the 115. Certainly some damage to the 97 because he walks away with a meatball. But this just changes everything. I'm sure the likes of Ulmer, Sargent, and Bryant will all stay out. I think Ulmer will end up getting the lucky dog on this one, so he'll be able to come back into the pits once he goes through and catches back up. The other two will probably stay out just to get a lap back. But man, this certainly changes everything. Everybody else will be able to come in and get a free pit stop here, and it looks like some already did, but Tom Lanier and Joe Thomas haven't come in just yet. So maybe they're able to get out there pretty far on the on the fuel here, because the pit road was open for them, but they decided not to come in. Now they're coming in, so hopefully this doesn't result in a black flag. Hopefully there's more than 2 laps remaining. I don't see one popping up, so they may have gotten away from this, but they're also going to lose a bunch of positions. Tom Lanier is not going to be your leader most likely anymore. I would think could be Robert Altman, because he came in on the last pit stop, or the last lap by.
Yeah, I think Matt Ulmer is going to luck out and at least be, still on the lead lap, and we'll have some a little bit of traffic to get back up front. But obviously smaller field here, and a caution here kind of will stir things up. Right in the middle of pit cycle is probably the worst time to kind of something like that to happen. But Robert Altman is out there, Shane King, and now in P number 2, Tom Lanier's coming out. Joe Thomas is going to come out as well, and P number 4, Aaron Genske. Down on the pits, Carl Fitz, Matt Ulmer are your drivers on the lead lap, and then you have Chris Sargent, Matt Bryant, Dalton Smith, and then Rachel Sullivan still out there. So a few drivers, a couple laps down, 1 lap down, and it's going to be, like I said, those caution flags there in pit cycles on a short track can really stir up the field if you get caught in there early.
We still don't know what the length you can make it on fuel is, but certainly with Matt Ulmer and some of the others been on lap 45, 46, you gotta hope that they can make it at least 55 laps on fuel, because if not, they would have been under the 8 ball here a little bit. But now with some of these caution laps, certainly going to help out. But we're going to double it back up here, and the pace car lights are out, and it's going to duck into the pits. I don't know if we're going to get an extension on that or not, because some of the trucks still trying to catch back up, but doesn't matter. Robert Altman back on the loud pedal, and we are racing again here in Richmond.
Yeah, a lot of them drivers towards the back there. That's the 20. There's a few people back there. That's Matt Ulmer's back there in that second group, along with the 66 of Sargent, Rachel Sullivan, and I believe Matt Bryant. Yeah, Matt Bryant's on the back, on the tail end there, the lead lap. So obviously back there just a little bit, so you can see how far Matt Ulmer is behind, but was doing a fantastic job, like kind of running around. But now got that quarter lap that he's got to kind of keep up there. It looks like the 97 of Dalton Smith.
Yeah, some more issues on the front stretch.
Had some issues there on the front stretch, so we'll take a look here, see what happened. That number 97, and just maybe on the throttle just a little bit too much coming out of 4.
Yep, kept it pretty much straight. Did lock it up there, but kept it pretty much straight to keep the caution from coming out and keeping him from spinning out and hitting the wall again. So just going to be some angry tires for the 97. Going to need to keep an eye on that for the next few laps, but we keep this thing green right now, and we got a battle for the lead as we don't see the apron used too often. I'm not sure Shane King actually wanted to use the apron there. I think he got a little greedy on the throttle, just like the 97 did, and got a little loose out of turn number 4. And luckily there was an apron on there he could use, but now coming under pressure from Tom Lanier for second.
Yeah, kind of went for a little bit of a rise, some lawn maintenance there, or just checked out the edging, from the...
So it's weed whacking the edging a little bit.
Just somebody missed a couple blades. And was making sure that it was all cleaned up here for finishing photo for later on. But Robert Altman continues and now out front, so that clean air has a lot to do with getting some good downforce on the front of that vehicle, and able to get it through the corners here. So just kind of leading the way right now, see how things fall. And you can see when I had the tower up there, Altman and King were in on lap 50, so it's. They got good tires, full gas, just like everybody else, so they should be good to go and find themselves benefiting here a little bit for under that caution time frame, and up a couple spots. So biggest mover obviously is Shane King, up 4 spots. There's not a lot of spots to gain or lose here tonight, but each one very important. If you're in a points battle with somebody, trying to finish as best as you can for this. For the season.
And taking a look, Aaron Genske right now sitting in 5th place in the race here tonight. So, like Jimmy mentioned, you're not going to lose too many points, even if Genske has a rough race here tonight. He's not going to lose too many with only 10 other trucks out there, but you certainly you don't want to give up points here and there because they can add up eventually. Shane King right now sitting in P number 3. Tom Lanier up there in second, but Robert Altman is the one that is leading. Tom Lanier now going to put that's number 94 under pressure heading into turns 3 and 4. But it looks like for the time being, Altman's going to hold on to the position on the outside. Matt Ulmer trying to catch back up to the field. He's catching up right now to the Surgeon in the 66. But he's got a little ways to go once he gets past the 80 or the 18 here for a position. Surgeon not for position, but almost hampering him there, maybe helping him out eventually with a little bit of draft, but trying to work around the 18 of Fitz here, and then he'll set his sights on trying to run down Aaron Genske, who's already about 2.25 seconds in front of him.
Yeah, and the thing is to do it without burning up your tires, your stuff that you need out there for the end of the race. We always talk about running somebody down and catching them, but with them being on even tires, there's no real benefit to some of them drivers. And Matt Ulmer is, he was then on lap 46 too, so he didn't top off or anything like that. He's out there. His tires aren't a lot older, and they were under caution, but they just those couple, a lap or two can make a difference here, and with so much to regain from where he was prior to the caution. Is a pretty steep mountain that he's going to work through here tonight, and to get back up to the front here if he is so motivated enough in order to get that victory here that he's been searching for all season. But right now, the one looking for a victory right now is Robert Altman. Shane King is even throwing it around up there, trying to get up there in front there in the number 60. Tom Lanier holds off back there in P number 3. Joe Thomas back and forth. Aaron Genske for your top 5. That's Matt Ulmer, Carl Fitz, Chris Sargent, Matt Bryant, Dalton Smith, and Rachel Sullivan.
You want to talk about a driver that's in need and wants a win is Shane King, and the 60 is definitely hasn't seemed to be his raciest season to date, but he does have 5 top 5 finishes, but rarely do we see that 60 getting up there other than some different pit strategy or some cautions falling the right way, but we haven't seen the 60 be racing enough to really be up there battling for the lead or the win here tonight. He's up there with Robert Altman right now, and trying to take away the lead, but Altman's being stingy. He wants to keep that thing for himself. Tom Lanier's sitting right there in third. You got Joe Thomas right there, still keeping with the top 3, but wouldn't be surprised if that 218 maybe saving a little bit of fuel as well. He was one of those trucks that decided to stay out when everybody was coming in, and excuse me, he's got his truck now up into to 4th place, but just keeping them at bay, and then just keeping an eye on that front 3.
Yeah, let them get up there, let them battle, let them burn up the tires, and hopefully be able to sneak in there, whether the drivers make a mistake or or burn up the stuff, but able to maybe sneak in there and get a podium spot here to come up and talk to us a little bit here tonight. But we're on lap number 71 of 150 now, Carl.
Let's get one thing everyone out there for tuning in as heck of a run out of turn number 2. I'm not sure if both the 60 and the 94 had issues, but the 99 didn't have any issues at all. He hit the rocket boosters on that one, goes from 3rd to 1st on the backstretch, and now passing Rachel Sullivan, using her a bit as a blocker. He's going to take over the lead for the first time here tonight. We'll see the 99 up there. Again, already 3 wins on the season. Looking for number 4 here tonight as we get near to the halfway point of the race here for 150 laps. Still got a lot of racing yet to go. Lights starting to come on here at Richmond. Now 8:30 at night, so we'll be fully dark here very soon with the lights coming on, and we'll see these trucks shining beautifully under the lights here at Richmond. But it is now Tom Lanier leading the way. As I just lost my SDK. There we go. Robert Altman, Shane King, Joe Thomas, and Aaron Genske for your top 5. Matt Ulmer is up to 6th, but he's going to still make his way up there a little bit as he was your early race leader before he came in for a short pit, which is not a bad call here, but it is when a yellow comes out right after you come in. So he's back in 6th right now. Carl Fitz, Chris Sargent, Matt Bryant, and Dalton Smith for your top 10. Rachel Sullivan rounds out the 11 truck field here as Lanier takes him over the line and started to take away a lead here, a little bit, 1.25 seconds. As we're past the halfway point, Jimmy, I think about time we get a little love to hear it.
A little love here.
Sights and sounds here from the Hold Your Brakes Academy, presented by PenaltyForVets.com, here with 50 laps to go at Richmond Raceway. We already have some drivers in and made what should be their final pit stop. Matt Bryant, Chris Sargent just coming out of the pits right now. Actually, Sargent just in pit lane right now. Matt Ulmer already made his pit stop. Now your leader, Tom Lanier, into pit lane. Maybe trying to stop the short pit here from Ulmer, because I'm guessing that's what he did. He came in a little bit early there, hoping to gain some track position and get back closer to Lanier, who had checked out and had a pretty sizable lead. Right now, Shane King, Joe Thomas, the only ones that have yet to come in to make their final pit stop, because along with Lanier, Altman, Genske, and Fitz in the pit lane. But all in all, Jimmy, I mean, we had the one caution in the first pit cycle. We're now at the second and what should be the final pit cycle. It's been a pretty clean race here.
Yeah, been a pretty clean race here for the drivers here at Hold Your Brakes Academy, and the drivers now coming in for what should be their last and final stop here. Shane King down in the pits along with Joe Thomas, Robert Altman, Aaron Genske, Dalton Smith, all down in pit lane at the moment. Tom Lanier out there trying to get back out front, as he was in there on lap number 102, so just a lap sooner. And you can see kind of how things are going to play out here as King is on his way out and Lanier is able to get around. So you can see how the short pit kind of works here. Lanier able to get out to a nice sizable lead over Shane King. Now Matt Ulmer was in a little bit earlier and got the short pit. And maybe Carl, you know, he came in a couple laps early, but that short pit for him was able to make up some time. Now only 4 seconds back from the lead, so he could have the opportunity to get up there. Now it's just, will his tires hold on for those few extra laps that he was in before the rest of the field in order to overtake Shane King and Tom Lanier. You can see him right back there, right behind Shane, as they go underneath the 224 of Rachel Sullivan. So be watching out for that number 23.
I'm looking here because we got an incident. Looks like we're not going to get a caution. I see Robert Altman, Joe Thomas involved in an incident. Thomas, you see right there, limping away from the scene. We'll have to take a look back and see what happened there, as both the 94 and 218 involved in that one. And maybe just a little bit extra on the throttle. Yeah, there it is. Says 94. Goose it up just a little bit much. Does a little lawn maintenance, and oh, there you go. Maybe I don't know if he was targeting him or not. I mean, I don't know, Jimmy. I don't know if we need to throw the penalty flag there if that was targeting or not. But it certainly looked like it is. Joe Thomas maybe trying to give some extra room there to Sargent. Almost destroys both him and Altman. But gonna both get back going here. No caution on the speedway, and we're gonna keep this thing going. Yeah, we are. Sorry, I thought I seen the yellow flag pop up. Yeah, that's just yellow names in there. But yeah, Tom Lanier still leading. He's got a 4-second lead over Shane King, who's trying to deal with and dispatch from Matt Ulmer, trying to get back up there, as he had the lead and seemed to be the dominant truck here tonight. But unfortunately, caution came out at the wrong time, and he has since been trying to work his way back towards the front. At least he's got up there into third, but it looks like yet another week, Jimmy, the 23 maybe get denied of that first win.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to need, obviously, he has that four. I mean, he has time probably. It's only a 5-second gap here at the moment, but he has 2 drivers to get around in order to make that happen. So he's got to get around Shane King if he can do that, and then work his way up to Tom Lanier and get around him here within the next 39 laps. So it has a steep hill to climb. Maybe a caution would help that out. Right now, only 5 drivers on the lead lap at the moment, though. Tom Lanier, Shane King, Matt Ulmer, Aaron Genske, and Joe Thomas are those 5 drivers. The rest of the field will be Altman, Fitz, Sargent, Bryant, Smith, and Rachel. You can see a few drivers a couple laps down, but we have 4 drivers 1 lap down now, so they'll be battling out. No close battles on the field at the moment. Everybody is pretty well spread out. This is their closest battle, as Matt Ulmer creeping up on the number 60 of Shane King. But been a good one here so far. Obviously, a few whoopsies and a caution. But other than that, Carl, it's been a lot of green flag running, and the drivers have been able to at least execute one green flag pit stop here tonight.
Yeah, it was creeping up on Shane King, but now I think Shane King's got those tires nice and fired up, as they're 6 laps newer than Matt Ulmer, and he's able to check out now to 1.6 seconds in front, but in front of the field by 4.9 seconds is Tom Lanier, looking to get his 4th win on the season. And again, only 10 races at this point would be under his belt, and he'd have won 40% of them, but because only 10 races instead of 13, that's why he's back there in, 9 races up to this point. This is his 10th. That's why he's back there in the points so far, 206 points back. So you wonder what could have been had Tom Lanier been able to get to all these races, and maybe how many more wins he could have racked up, because the 99 is definitely one you got to look for, each and every week here at Hold Your Brakes Academy. But once again, I want to thank the sponsors here for the series: PitupsForVets.com, Meats and Sweets, Mid-Tier Racing, Backbone Candle Company, SM Racing Products, and Majestic Brandon and Apparel, as they've certainly helped out, as I'm sure they do pretty much every single season here. It takes a village, and sometimes it takes a little extra cash from the village to run these leagues for sure. So thank them, and want to thank everyone out there in Sierra Nation for tuning in tonight for the race here under the lights now at Richmond. If you haven't done so yet, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, get you in touch with everything that Sierra has to offer. Neither of them cost you any kind of money. We don't charge you for nothing. We don't even make you sit through commercials. So I want to thank everyone out there for being involved here. But we're getting down towards the end of this thing. Right now, we are looking at another, if I can do some math, 32 laps left in this race, as Lanier looking to walk away.
Yeah, Lanier trying to wrap up another win here over the field, but Shane King is your biggest mover, running in second place at the moment. Matt Ulmer has made it up in the P number 3, but has a little more time to go.
And certainly we've talked about it before, where you get bigger fields and it looks nice, it looks awesome. It certainly gives you a lot more opportunities for battles out there that you're keeping an eye on. But it also leads to more chances of incidents and accidents out there, and it could be why we're seeing only, knock on wood, 1 here so far tonight. But we're also seeing a dominated performance here from Lanier. It took him a while to kind of get to the lead, and maybe he was just kind of sitting back there, settling in, and not trying to burn anything up. But he has since set sail, and to the point where there's only 4 cars, well, trucks, on the lead lap right now, as I got close there with the 41 of Matt Bryant. But right now it's only Tom Lanier, Shane King, Matt Ulmer, and Aaron Genske on the lead lap. And before this thing is over, Genske may not be able to be on the lead lap either. We may be talking to a podium of drivers that are the last ones on the lead lap.
Yeah, just the little bit longer run, and able to kind of stretch it out a little bit. Like I said, the short track racing obviously could be challenging. This track's like kind of a short track, but not short track. It's in that realm for me, under a mile. But it does take a lot. It wears down the truck tires. If you're not good at holding the line, able to adjust as the tires wear down, you can find yourself extremely tight and slow, and just trying to not wreck and keep it off the wall. So. And that just comes from time, and you can see the 115 definitely not holding back, slapping the wall here and there, trying to just stay up there on the lead lap. But Tom Lanier coming around right now, as he's not too far behind. As you can see, Rachel Sullivan in the picture right in front of him, and you can see when Tom Lanier rounds the corner, you'll be able to see the tail end there of Aaron Genske in that 115. So in a good spot here right now for Tom Lanier to hopefully win this thing here, out to a over 6-second lead over the field over your second place runner Shane King, and then Matt Ulmer getting caught in the pits and trying to climb the mountain here, almost like Mount Everest, but has made it up there into P number 3. but has a whopping 4 seconds up to Shane, and then another 6 seconds up to Tom Lanier. So the odds of getting up there are getting lower and lower. Yeah, I'm sure a caution would change a lot of things here for the drivers, and I'm sure some might be hoping for it as they've been out there for a little while now, as the tires start wearing off here, and they're trying to push just a little bit harder as these laps count down.
Only battle on the track right now, Joe Thomas and Robert Altman, almost two trucks that were absolutely destroyed because they both lost control out of turn number 4 earlier on, and surprised we didn't get a caution on that one. But it was the second spin. It was the spin by Joe Thomas that almost absolutely destroyed both of them, because Altman had already spun down onto the grass on the infield, and then all of a sudden, as he was pulling away, luckily pulling away towards the pit road, Joe Thomas came sliding down behind him and almost clipped his rear end. And if he did, both trucks probably would have meatballed and been out of this race. But as it stands, they're battling for the last spot here in the top 5 right now. Thomas has it. Altman wants it. But he's got to do some work here pretty quickly because we're under the last 25 laps to go.
Yeah, and these laps won't take long to go by. They're only about 22 seconds at the moment, and you know, they're not too far off pace from you know, their best laps. Well, they're getting almost a second down, but that's going to hinder some things going here forward.
A little aggressive. As I think the pinups.com machine tried to pin it to the wall on that one, but unfortunately it's going to give that spot now to Altman as he moves it into 5th place. But Tom Lanier continues to lead this thing now out to about 7 seconds in front over Shane King, Matt Ulmer, Aaron Genske, Altman for that top 5. Then you got Thomas, Sargent, Fitz, Bryant, and Smith for your top 10. Rachel Sullivan rounds out the field in 11th, as we're down now to the last 20 laps of this race.
Just a few more laps to go. And Tom Lanier leading the way here is just knocking them down here, as I'll go ahead and bring up the tower, and you can see only still 4 cars on the lead lap, but there's Genske, there's Lanier, and not much longer.
Yeah, Lanier has reeled in Genske, and looking to try and put him down a lap and just keep it to the podium, being on the lead lap. And we haven't seen this kind of domination in quite a while. I know we have less trucks out there, and you know, maybe if you had more to work through, it wouldn't be this many out there, and maybe we'd had some more cautions as well. But the fact that we only have 1 caution here tonight, and the fact that Tom Lanier has made his way to the front, he is set sail and checked out, and even going through traffic here, not getting held up by Genske at all, is stretching out his lead to 7.5 seconds now as he looks to the inside, and looking to put the 115 down a lap. But let's be cautious about it. You know, it's not going to gain him any bonus points by putting Genske down a lap here, as he's only got another 15 laps to get around this Richmond track in his 4th win on the season. Maybe maybe not have a chance to get to the points lead by the end of the season and battle the man on the outside for the points title, but you know, maybe sneak up a spot or 2 in the points before the season is over. But it's going to be over in 2 more races. We got Dover and Homestead after this one, and that will put a wrap and a bow on this season. And we'll see what the offseason holds, see if they decide to come back with the trucks again, if they're looking to switch different vehicles, or maybe they're looking to take a break. Not really sure just yet here for Hold Your Brakes Academy, but we are down to 14 laps left in this race. We'll see if Lanier can hold on. He's certainly got the fuel to do it, but he's still got to navigate. He's still going to make it through here, and one little slip up, turn to the backstretch wall. We'll be waiting. As you see, back to back right there.
Yes, the wall is becoming more of a common thing here as the final laps are coming down. The drivers, like I said, trying to push just to get, you know, to the next position here. You see back here with Matt Bryant trying to catch up to Carl Fitz there in front of him, and every little bit counts, but you have to hit those marks. And you can see you know, Matt and Carl using totally different lines, which is probably one good way to see if one's better than the other. But Matt has been finding the outside wall there just a little bit. Hasn't been able to make up much ground, but I think now it finally gets a good run to close down some of that time right there, as they are now down to 0.3 of a second. But again, tagging that wall, taking away a little bit of that momentum.
Well, I mean, he's driving the target car, so maybe it's the wall that's coming out and hitting him. He's the one that's got the targets painted all over it, but we're going to go to the outside. Well, yeah, that's probably why of course my trading paints isn't working. Why would it? But yeah, good battle here. They're side by side, only battle on the track right now, coming out of the final laps, and definitely doesn't mind getting up into that wall no matter what truck he's driving. Is Matt Bryant, and gonna make that pass, but it certainly wasn't easy, and hopefully he can keep it off the walls now and drive a little bit more conservative to get this thing to the end, because again, he hit that wall with the front instead of the back, and the meatball could be not too far behind, so you got to be careful about that. We got a couple of I'd say lap cars. I mean, technically Joe Thomas is a lap car as well, but he is ahead of Carl Fitz and Matt Bryant, looking to try and put them down a lap. But Tom Lanier is not down a lap. He's the one that's been doing all the lapping. He's coming up this time by. It'll be 8 laps to go in this race. And 8 maybe is looking over, because he is up 8 seconds right now, even though he's driving the 99. But he's leading over Shane King. Matt Ulmer's in third, hasn't really been able to do anything since he's got 6-lap older tires than Shane King, so he's going to probably settle for third the way it looks here. Aaron Genske back there in fourth. We got fifth place, Robert Altman, Joe Thomas, Chris Sargent, Matt Bryant, Carl Fitz, Dalton Smith for the top 10. Rachel Sullivan made an extra pit stop there on lap 132. Maybe just get some freshies. You know, she had an extra set in there, so why not just get out there and have some fun with fresh tires? But she is going to bring out a late race yellow. So we are not done just yet. Just when we thought we were going to cruise to the end of this thing, came out with the fresh tires, and looks like just trying to stay off the track, unless she already got in an incident there, because the truck looks like it's kind of wobbling back and forth, and then stopped on the track there. So we'll have to rewind this and take a look and see what exactly happened here. And yeah, there it is. Brand new tires, and it looks like just overdrove it, locked it up. Oh my! All of a sudden, I mean, she was pointed left, but I think maybe she tried to overcorrect it and turn a little bit more left, and the truck did the exact opposite. She went straight, hard impact in the outside wall. Caution out on the speedway, and Jimmy, we've got some different strategies as Tom Lanier decides, you know what, I want the track position. I don't know if that was the right call, though, because Matt Ulmer is going to stay out. Shane King does not. And with the amount of drivers on the lead lap here, I don't see any way that Shane King wouldn't be sitting absolutely in the catbird seat here for the win, getting some fresh tires on that number 60. We'll see if Lanier or Ulmer or both come in the next time by, but even if they do, they'll be behind the 60s since he'll have already made his pit stop. What a change of events here, as Lanier looked like he was a lock to get the win. Now here comes the 99 and the 23. Maybe for some reason they didn't get the all clear to come down pit road last time by, but this is going to cost them position and maybe the win.
Yeah, good change of events, and got another caution flag, really kind of mixing it up. And it's just you know, the way racing is sometimes. You know, you don't always get things your way as good as a race you have. I mean, Matt Ulmer got caught with a caution, and now Tom Lanier getting caught with a caution. And you know, all these drivers, you know, going to be able to take new tires, and it's going to be some heavy racing here. It'll be an unofficial green, or I guess it'll be our first. It's not a green-white checker, but will be our, I guess, unofficial.
Be close.
Or it'll be,
be close to be close to an unofficial one here, as we'll see if we get the other two to go this time by. Robert Altman waiting to get the wave around here and get himself, back on the lead lap and give us 4 cars or trucks on the lead lap here. And there he goes. He's going to go on by. Shane King is going to be your leader here. He'll be the control truck. Again, we talked about him being just like Matt Ulmer, looking and waiting to finally crack through and get that first win on the season. He's got just a rough season. Maybe the trucks weren't to his liking here. Even though he runs the league, you know, sometimes you got to go with what everybody else likes. And maybe the trucks weren't to his liking, but he sits now with a chance to win here late in the season. but he's going to do it by holding off the likes of the 99 Tom Lanier. Certainly, we'll have some other ones back there, as it looks like we're still working on getting doubled up here. Matt Ulmer's going to rejoin them, but we're back to green flag racing. A little bit of a mix-up in the back here, but Shane King is going to get away. Can he stay away from the rest of the field here, especially from Tom Lanier? He gets a good restart here. As Ulmer sideways off of turn number 2, he's going to save it. Not going to lose any positions here, but he's going to lose some track position as the white flag is in the air. One more lap to go here, I believe. Yeah, there we go. It didn't pop up an SDK for me, but yeah, one more lap to go. Lanier now to the outside through 1 and 2. Again, he's looking for his 4th win of the season. He gets loose out of 2, and this could do it here for Shane King as long as he keeps the tires pointed the right direction. Out of turn number 4, finally, for the first time this season, Shane King is going to take that 60 to victory lane.
Yeah, 60, that benefit truck here for that late caution. And Tom Lanier, I think obviously let one slip away as he had to come when he came in. I'm not quite sure. Obviously he didn't come in too late. He didn't get no black flag or nothing, but was up already past the point of being able to come in. But loses it here. Kind of probably maybe a little disappointing, but very not disappointing for the number 60 here tonight. He will snag a win here at Richmond. So 150 laps in the books, and all the drivers are now across the start-finish line. We'll go ahead and show you those results here in just a second, and give you your finishing lineup here as Shane King, the number 60, will walk away your winner here tonight, with Tom Lanier and P number 2, Matt Ulmer in 3rd, Robert Altman back and 4th, then Joe Thomas, Chris Sargent, Aaron Genske, Carl Fitz, Matt Bryant, Dalton Smith, and then Rachel Sullivan for your 11 truck field.
Once again, I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in tonight to Sierra. And if you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that Sierra has to offer. As we got some more racing coming up on Wednesday night, we'll have the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series as the Coral Riley right now taking off until July. And I believe starting up next week, I think is when CSRL will be back. It's either next week or the week after for CSRL. And then same thing with Thursday nights. We are done for the month here, and we'll be kicking it up back again in July. So a little light week, a little light schedule for me and Jimmy, especially this week. Hey, if we didn't have the CRN Cup, we'd be probably sitting back twiddling our thumbs. With only 2 races. That's not like us. We're normally used to getting 5 in 4 nights, or is it 6 in 5 nights, whatever it is. Either way, it all bleeds together anymore. But either way, let's go ahead and start talking to our top 3 here tonight. And we got a couple of drivers that kind of got snubbed here tonight. We'll start with the 23 of Matt Ulmer, the first truck that looked like he was going to easily roll to the win, but the first caution really cost you there, Matt. You did everything you could. I mean, you put that thing on the pole. You led a ton of laps at the beginning, but caution coming out at exactly the wrong time at a short track, it's a killer.
Yeah, so you guys have been watching me all season. Does anything ever come easy for me?
No. I mentioned that in the broadcast. I'm like, he's still looking for his first win, but yes, I agree.
But yeah. So it was a great race. Yeah, the truck was good. I ran well in the beginning, and yeah, that caution just put me down. And it is what it is. And I just couldn't get back to the front. My tires just really that first tire change really just the track got really slick. And then towards the end it started gripping up again. But great race overall. Proud of all the guys. I'm proud of 3rd place. It was just a good day.
I mean, the second caution there got you back up there with a chance. You restarted up there in 3rd. It looked like a little mix-up right before you guys got the actual green, so that kind of held you back there a little bit. And then you maybe tried to get a little extra aggressive coming out of turn 2, seeing you get a little bit loose and lost a few spots on track position, not on the other racetrack. But had you been up there for the restart, had you not had the little slip up out of 2, do you think you had anything for the 60 or 99, or are you just content that you were able to fight back for 3rd?
So I had to pit because I was a half a lap short. I wouldn't have made it. I would have stayed out, but I had to come in. So, and I don't know if you saw my lap times. You saw Shane was gapping me by about 5 seconds. So I was really trying to save as much as I can. I was still coming up a half a lap short, so I had to go in. If I didn't and I stayed up front, I definitely would have had something for him for sure.
Well, either way, it sucks because it feels like it's another one that was taken away from me here tonight. But you still finish up here on the podium. You get a chance to talk to you, and we're now going to give you a little chance to give everyone out there a shout out or thanks.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys as always. Great job. SM Racing Products, Backbone Candle Company, and PinUpsForVets.com. Without them, we couldn't be doing this and having you guys broadcast each week. So appreciate them and appreciate you guys.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats again on the third place finish here tonight. Let's go celebrate, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully, talking to you again, maybe the last time.
Yeah, that's it. All right, thanks, guys.
That is your third place finisher here tonight. So the 23, Matt Ulmer, and just a heads up, and probably for us too, Jimmy, that CSRL actually starts tomorrow night. So we'll have to get everything squared away. I thought they were next week. I'll have to double check my own schedule. But either way, let's keep these interviews rolling here. And the second truck that kind of got snubbed with the second caution this time is going to be the 99 of Tom Lanier.
Hey, Tom, Jimmy, and Carl, open the boot to Cabby.
Yeah, I got a copy. How y'all tonight?
Pretty good. A little bit of a heartbreaker here for the number 99 tonight, as you pretty much dominated the second half of the race, but a late caution and what seemed to be a weird pit call, bringing that 99 down, kind of put you out of the position for a final run for the win here tonight. Other than that, how was your race out there? And is there anything that you could have done differently to maybe possibly get out there to that final spot?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I missed pit road. I mean, it happens. 60 thought maybe I was so far ahead that it opened for him, but it may have came on late for me, and by then I was in a bad spot. I didn't notice it until I was at the line, and by then it was too late. So things like that happen. It's not a perfect science here. So it is what it is. I don't think I would have had anything on the bottom anyway. I don't know if you saw in 1 and 2, I was on the outside and just absolutely tried to send it, get a run, and that didn't really work out. I tried to spin it around, and by that time, I couldn't do anything in 3 and 4. Love this track. I've never raced this long here. I think it's been very, very short races. So really, really finding a rhythm. It's a fun little track to find a rhythm with.
Yeah, so at least you're able to get yourself a great finish here tonight, and obviously your win ratio goes down just a little bit here tonight, but still walk away with a great finish. And we keep talking about how well you've done the whole season when you're here, and what it could have been if you were here the whole season and possibly fighting for that championship even a little bit closer. But you walk away here tonight with a second place finish after 150 laps here at Richmond. So we want to say congratulations and give you some time for some shout outs on that number 99.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to be battling for the championship, but honestly, it's just a lot of fun to be in contention week after week and not be 17th through 30th and run in the back. But shout out to the sponsors of this league, put it together: Meats and Sweets, Backbone Candle Company, Mid-Tier Racing, Marty's iRacing Paint Shops, and Pinups for Vets. So also shout out to Shane for a great win today. I mean, he got it done when he needed to get it done.
And that he did. But obviously, we want to say congratulations to yourself for getting that second place finish. I appreciate the shouts as always, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, the 99 of Tom Lanier. Top spot here tonight. The man that I guess maybe benefited from the 2 cautions here is the 60 of Shane King. Shane, you were keeping an eye on when you're allowed to pit here at the end, and it seemed like, I don't know if iRacing was being a little funky with it, because we've seen a couple times that the leader kind of missed the first chance to go into pit lane, came in the second lap, and that's kind of what happened to Tom Lanier there. You were able to come in right away, gets you to the front, gets you that control on the restart, and that's all that 60 needed to get the first win of the season finally here tonight.
Yeah, it's just a product of, this is a prime example of you don't have to be the fastest, you just have to be at the right place at the right time. And Tom and I were talking in the waiting room, and I told him, I said, I think he was so far ahead, because he was the class of the field. He was so far ahead that it opened pit road when he had already passed it. but I was still running full speed trying to catch him behind the pace car. And then it said pit road was open, so I dove on. And that last caution is what took it from Tom. Tom was class of the field all night, man. He was fast, smooth. He was better on the long run than he was on the short run, and I think that's what saved me for that last little shootout.
Well, either way, it's got to feel good to finally crack through for your first win of the season. I don't know if it's the trucks weren't being kind to you this season, but it's been a little bit of a lull here for you, and it just doesn't seem like you had the speed that we're used to seeing you up there and battling, here and there for wins. This season, it's been a little few and far between that we've seen the speed in the 60. Certainly a few top fives to your name for the season, but finally, it looked like you had some speed here tonight. That better late than never.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, I think a lot of it's on me. Number one, I don't practice a lot for these races, and my primary focus coming out here, racing everybody clean, trying to have a clean race. And, that in itself and I like to play with pit strategy. And so like the green flag stops, I took 2 tires. The second pit stop of the race, I took 2 tires because the left sides were holding up so well. I figured I would try that out, and it actually worked out really well.
Well, it certainly did work out well. You finally get through and get yourself the win, get that 60 into victory lane, and like I said, better late than never. Now you got 2 more races here in the season. You got Dover and Homestead to try and get number 2, maybe number 3 before the season's over. But either way, congrats on the win here tonight. Before we let you go, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank all of our great sponsors this season: Meats and Sweets, Backbone Candle Company, Mid-Tier Racing, Marty's iRacing Paint Shop, Pinups for Vets, and and of course the guys that are sticking this season out. We've had a little bit of a rough go this season, and we're going to try and close it out strong and see what happens. We got to try and catch Aaron in the points. He's running well. He's always got a lot of speed. So a little bit of luck is definitely going to be needed for that to happen. But yeah, and a big shout out to you guys. Thank you. And it's a day late, but a shout out to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day. 1 day late, I know, but we don't race on Sundays, so I couldn't tell y'all yesterday.
Well, we should have seen you out there yesterday, out there in the CRN Cup, but unfortunately, we only got to see Robert Altman here representing the Hold Your Brakes Academy. But either way, you waited an extra day here. Hopefully, you got your celebrating done yesterday, and you can celebrate now tonight as well as a race winner here this season. We'll let you go celebrate, and we will see you next week at Dover.
All right, guys, thanks. And I was celebrating with a big, juicy steak with my son yesterday.
You cut out there. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go. I'm going to let that slide since you didn't bring it up for the class. You didn't share. So, but yes, that's a good way to celebrate for sure. That is your winner here tonight, the 60 of Shane King, getting it done here for his first win of the season. Next week, Dover comes up, but just to reiterate the correction, CSRL does start this Wednesday, so we will have Wednesday racing along with the doubleheader for Pit Road Speed Limit Racing. So we will have a doubleheader on Wednesday. So make sure you tune into that one. But that's going to do it here at the Richmond Raceway for myself and Jimmy. We'll see you at the track.
Peace.